Sixers doing some more wheeling and dealing. First, it was on draft night by dealing Mikal Bridges. Well, now we acquire Wilson Chandler from the Denver Nuggets. And a draft consideration as well to go along with it. That's the deet so far. The Nuggets got rid of him to clear some cap space. They did just have two big signings. They locked up Nokic over there, and they also, or not Nokic, the other bull. Uh, and then they locked up Barton to a big contract as well. So we get him. He's still under contract. We had space, cap space. It is 12 million he's making this year. So what do you get in Wilson Chandler? He's another forward that can defend multiple positions. He was really springy when he came out, and that was back in '07. So he's a little bit older. He's 31. He's an unrestricted free agent next year, so he's probably going to be a one and done guy. But he can shoot. We add this to an arsenal because we have wings in Boston that we have to face that are able to defend and shoot, and we were very poor on the perimeter, so we add another guy that's going to be able to defend multiple positions and can prolifically shoot from downtown. Average NBA percentage is about 29-30%. He shoots about 35. He has over the past couple seasons. So this is what we kind of expected from. This is what I expected from the Sixers, to tell you the truth. We're gonna get low level guy, low level guys. They're also targeting like Kyle O'Quinn and Jamal Crawford, older guys like this. You want to go after guys with minimal contracts because we have our core in Simmons, JoJo, and we're expecting a lot out of Fultz. They're really banking on Fultz taking off. We don't know what we're gonna get out of him, but we're just going to add guys that are super athletic or are going to fit in the up-tempo offense and that can shoot, and that's what Wilson Chandler can do. So we get a draft consideration. I'm wondering what that's going to be, but when I find that out, I will obviously let you all know. But I think this is a decent move. We did lose Irsan and Marco Bellinelli. Irsan was a decent defender, but Wilson's a pretty good defender, so I think this is a good move for the Sixers. Bellinelli was horrific at defending, and you basically replace Bellinelli with a guy that can also shoot, but he's like a two-way player. So this is definitely an upgrade to what we had before. We also signed J.J. Redick to a deal for only 12 million, so he got like a hometown discount, you could say. We get him for another year. That deal's going to be worth about 12 to 13 million dollars. But I know after we didn't land LeBron James, obviously, that we were going to try to get as much shooters around as possible. I knew JJ Redick was going to be back here because you let the other two walk. He wanted to come back here. I think he wants to end his career here, and we overpaid him to get him to come back for a lot less this year, which is what we did. I think this is a good move by the Sixers. I'm happy so far with what they've done. You also have Zaire Smith, and our summer league roster was released. Cork Maz is on that. Shake Milton. Our two draft picks, Landry Shamet and Zaire Smith. And then a couple guys. I saw Chris McCullough is on that. Forward for Washington Wizards. Super long, athletic guy. Had injuries coming out when he was drafted by Brooklyn. I don't know if he'll make the roster. And then we got a couple guys that were playing overseas. Bolden is not on that roster. I guess they saw enough from him last year, but he'll be in camp. So I was wondering if he was going to be. Sorry. The dog sitting next to me. Just freaking out because of the storm. But they saw enough from him last year in Summer League. I think he's going to be all right. So how long before the buyout? I don't think we're going to buy him out. I would like to keep Wilson Chandler. I think it would be stupid to buy him out. He's a nice bench piece. I think we should keep him. He's a long guy, yeah, long athletic guy. Not as hoppy as he used to be because he's 31. He's not that old, but he can defend multiple positions and he can shoot. So I think this is an upgrade of what we had last year. So this isn't going to be just a dump salary. We're going to keep him on. It's only $12 million, so we had some space to spend, and we did get draft consideration. So another hinky move, but I'm wondering what it is. I would say it's nothing more than a second round pick. I don't know if JJ is going to start. It depends how the progress of Fultz comes. I mean, he's really the elephant in the room if you think about it. We're really banking on Fultz to really take off the season because you look at our core, what we have so far. If we don't land Kawhi Leonard, you've got the four pieces to build off of in Dario, Fultz, Simmons, and Embiid, and then you just get these minimum wages, these minimum contracts like the Wilson Chandlers, JJ Redick's, Jamal Crawford's, and you just put them in there and you just have rotational pieces, much like what Golden State does. Um, it's funny to say that because now they got Boogie Cousins, so we might as well just not even watch the season and give them the championship. The greats continue to get better. I thought that was unbelievable. I think it's ruining the league. They have to do something about this because it's bull. And don't be surprised if they go out and sign Dwight Howard to back him up because, he is coming off a huge injury in the Achilles. But that was their one weakness was a post game. And now they've got the best big man in the NBA on their team. It's five Hall of Famers. I'd rather have two off the ball guards start with Ben defending it to four. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. It'd be cool. I mean, don't be surprised that you're Crack's starting lineup too. You're not happy with free agency? Did you expect us to make big splashes? I mean, this is exactly what I expected out of the Sixers. Exactly what I expected. Sixers beat the good squad in 7 games. The God squad. You think? Yeah. You think we're gonna beat them? I don't know about that. Collusion? What do you mean? What do you mean, Trey? Is anybody not happy? I feel like there's a lot of fans out here not happy with the deal we just made. With the Cousins deal, nothing to do with us. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's just crazy, man. I didn't think Boogie would even consider going there, and he did. He just wants to get a ring. And I can see it from his perspective because he went through so much losing through his career, and then he got a little taste of it last year with the Pelicans, but they wouldn't be able to beat the Warriors. Pieces of Robert Covington on the bench. Yeah, Covington might be on the bench, but we're gonna see what we're gonna get out of Zaire. If he shows any inkling of offense, then he's gonna take over for Cov. Yeah, I mean he was gonna get the minimum just because of his injury. Cousins was. So he's got enough money. He don't care. He signed the huge contract a couple years ago with the Kings, so he's got a ton of money. But the league has to figure something out to where these guys aren't just going to take these minimalist contracts and just it's like an Olympic team right now. Golden State is like the Olympic '92 dream team. That's what I view them as. Put them up against another super team. So LeBron went to LA. And Golden State's reaction to that was to counter and sign the best big man in the game. And get Boogie Cousins. Even with him, like, at 50, 60%, I still think he's the best big man. I know a lot of people, I was talking with some people in work, and they thought I was crazy to say that Boogie Cousins was the best big man, but I definitely think he is. And I even had a conversation with one of our viewers, Eric. I put him in one of the top 5 players in all of the NBA. The dude can do everything. He can defend. He can go on the block, post, shoot. He does everything. To add him to that offense is ridiculous. When their shots aren't going, you just put it down to Boogie on the block. And if they can get Dwight Howard, oh my God, I'm praying. That's who I thought they were going to get originally. But yeah, Wilson Chandler, I think, is going to be starting. I don't know if he's going to be a bench piece. He might take over for Covington. What's up, Philly 500? I'm happy with it. I like this trade. I still want to find out what the draft consideration is. It's probably a second-round pick. I doubt we'd get a first-round pick to dump his salary because it wasn't that much. It was only $12 million. He signed it 4 years ago. It was a $46 million contract, and he's coming at the tail end of it. should be opposing teams for the All-Star game. Yeah, that would be their best competition. I don't think Boogie will be at the same place. You don't think so? I mean, that's a huge injury to come back from, especially for a big guy that's 6'11", 270. We'll see, but they don't have to rush him back. That's why I think they're going to get a reinsurance late, but by signing a Dwight Howard to have him in and let Boogie just recover for a couple months. 2020 second and rights to swap in 2022 in the second. Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be anything crazy. So we're just adding to the plethora of second round picks that we have. So, whatever. I'm happy with this though. You get a guy that's going to be able to defend. He can play either forward position. He can shoot. He's got a nice mid range game. He can stretch it out to the 3-point line. He's over the past couple years. He shot around 30. He's flirted with around 35% behind the arc. Again, I think the three-point percentage for all of the NBA is about 30%, 29%. So he's shooting above league average. I might be wrong on that, actually, but I think that's what it is. If Chandler can play at least a decent level, I think he can. You know, he's not that old. He's springy. He can run and gun. It's just what he's done a lot over there, and you might have answered this already. Can you sing it? Send it again. Philly 500. It disappeared. But he fits this. He can hit the trail three. He's long, athletic. You know, you see a lot of oops from Ben Simmons with this guy, but they played a similar offense out there in Denver with him. And he's been there for a while. I think this is a good piece to add. Just think of Marco Bellinelli. I think he's not as good of a shooter as Bellinelli, but he'll have a better shot selection, and he can actually play defense. So if you look at their problems against Boston, because they had a ton of wings that were able to get right past our players, you think something else is brewing for the Sixers. I don't think this is you think this is going to be a piece to add to a trade? I don't think so. Nah. I think this is just to add another athletic forward because we lost out on Ilyasova and Marco Bellinelli, so you add a piece like Wilson Chandler, and he'll be on this team because he's an unrestricted free agent next year. So if he doesn't work out, you just let him walk. We got him for $12 million, so that's not that bad. It's basically what we signed for JJ Redick. He's here to stay. Chandler, and I like the pick. I like the pickup. People are saying Sixers could trade for Jimmy. No, that's what I was going to touch on too. Jimmy Butler is disgruntled out there in Minnesota. He's not liking the way the young players over there are so nonchalant about everything. He's very disgruntled. You'd have to probably give an arm and a leg to get Jimmy Butler, but they're trying to sign him into an extension. I would inquire and see what they are asking for because Jimmy Butler would be a great addition to this team. I mean, talk about a guy that can score the ball at any time, can defend, a hard-nosed player. He fits the Sixers system perfectly. So I would inquire to Minnesota and see what they would want, but they'd probably want a king's ransom for him. He's unhappy again. He's just got there and he wants out already. He's not happy with the players, though. He thinks the young players like, Cat and the rest of those guys out there, like Wiggins, they don't take the game seriously. They don't work that hard. They're nonchalant, and obviously you don't like that. And I'm surprised that happens under Tibbs' tutelage. But hey, that's fine. I'll take a disgruntled player. I'll take him on, depending on what they want. Jimmy Butler would be awesome. But are you not happy about the pickup, Philly 500? You think Fultz should be playing in the Summer League? Nope. I don't. I saw what he could do last year. It's good enough for me. I want him to completely just work on his shot. I don't want him to get anything in his head. I don't want the risk of injury. For what? They're pointless games. I'm good. He played a little at the end of the season. Playing in the Summer League isn't going to excel his play at all, I don't think, to where he's going to be lighting it up from 20 to 25 points a game. I just think something else is coming. I think they might be getting traded. Could be. If they're doing that Kawhi trade, that he would be involved. It'd be him and Dario involved. You definitely have to have Covington as an add-on player in a trade. If that's what the Sixers are expecting, I'm just praying that we don't get Kawhi. I don't want him. And the only reason is because I don't know how healthy he is. Let Fultz get back his shot this summer. Yeah, I'm happy with him working out there in Vegas with Hamlin. He doesn't need to waste his time playing in the summer league. He did it last year. You don't want to risk him getting hurt, getting the case of the yips again. You want to build his confidence up as much as possible. Let the young cats go here. Let's see what we got out there in Shamit and Zaire Smith. Guys like that. I don't want Leonard either because we won't be able to give him an extension beforehand. Now, I don't know if this was true. There was a report by Chris Haynes saying that he has considered signing an extension with Philadelphia. I don't know if more talks have to be underway. I hope that's got some concrete evidence because if that's the case, then I pull the trigger on the trade. If there's an extension and if he's healthy. But what worries me more than him not staying is his health. We don't know if that was degenerative. It's not like it's surgical. It's muscular. Will you trade for Butler, Dario Covington, and 20 Miami pick? Ooh. So the same trade. Oh, so less picks. So it's almost the same trade as for Kawhi. Um. I don't. Oh man, that's a tough question. Because Jimmy Butler's what 29, 28, and you got to give something to get something. So I would probably pull the trigger on getting Jimmy Butler. Yeah, you might be able to do without Dario. What I would use, honestly, for that 2021 pick, I would try to acquire CJ McCollum is what I try to do. End up in Las Vegas. I wouldn't do it. I would love to get Jimmy Butler. I don't know what you'd have to give up. I'm trying. They have forwards, so I don't know if Dario would have to be in there. They'd probably want a guard, but Fultz is considered to the Sixers untouchable with Simmons and Embiid. But I don't know what else you would give Minnesota unless you try to throw first-round picks at them. But I would love to get Butler. But I really want to get C.J. McCollum. That's who I'd really try to chase. He would work great in this offense. You could try to go after Clay next year, but I don't see him leaving California. Even if he does leave the Warriors, he would either go to L.A. or either L.A. team. Bradley Beal, nah, he's too injury prone. All right, so Dwight Howard signed with the Wizards. He's off the table. So the Warriors will have to sign somebody else to back up Boogie for an insurance purpose. And who knows, maybe even after next year, they could get DeAndre Jordan, too, after his contract's up, unless the Mavericks can sign him to an extension. But they've always had a revolving door out there. Unless somehow they can sign Boogie again. Christ, let's hope not. I'm just hoping one of them, Clay or Draymond, decides not to take a pay cut and they leave. That's what we got to pray for. It's whether they want to get paid or they want to win more championships. Considers which is best to them. But if we can use that we're not going to keep that 2021 pick. We are definitely using that in a trade. So I don't know if I disappeared or whatever. I don't want Kyrie Leonard. According to him, Butler's a good option if he's not happy. Also, Brett needs to do whatever it takes to convince Kawhi. And Popovich and Brett are, like, really good friends. How old is he? I think CJ's 26, give or take. Yeah, I think CJ's 26. And he's just, you want to have somebody on this team that is a prolific shooter like that can knock it down from anywhere. I mean, his range is just off the charts. He's worked on his game. He went to Lehigh, so local. To get CJ, they're just going to have to break that up. They're going to want to build around Dame Lillard. It's not going to work out there. What's up, Fox87? I'm not Bitter Birds, by the way. That's Adrian. But to acquire a shooter like that, JJ's not getting any younger. You're going to try to find a replacement for him. If Fultz can somehow become that, he's just not the shooter. I don't think he'll ever become the shooter that CJ McCollum is. But getting Wilson Chandler is a good move. A lot of people are thinking, what's the deal? If you're just tuning in, Jason, that we acquired Wilson Chandler and draft consideration to just take on his salary. So it's $12 million. He's an unrestricted free agent. I think it's a good pickup. You know, if we do end up losing Covington, he would take over his spot, but he's a guy that can defend multiple positions, and he's a good shooter from behind the arc. Mid-range, he's got a mid-range game, and he shoots 35% around the arc. I don't like CJ. He's not very athletic, and they got swept last year by the Pelicans. The only reason I don't like Bradley Beal is he's injury prone. He gets hurt too much. I'm not willing to invest. Like when he was a free agent a couple years ago, I wasn't willing to pay him all that money just because he doesn't play all that often. Do you think Leonard goes to Philly or LA? I think he's going to go to the Lakers. And the Lakers should try to do everything they can, but they must feel really comfortable landing him next season because apparently their trade packages to acquire him they're not on the same page at all. They're not including Brandon Ingram or Kuzma, I read. So they must feel really confident they're going to get him next year. Fox saying, don't ever tell Philly Power that I picked on you. Start with him. I mixed that Eagles crazy. Were you picking on me? I wasn't paying attention. But, yeah, so, I mean, I like this move. A lot of people might not be happy about it. Do I think Butler can be traded for? Do you mean do I think? Yeah, I think Butler could be possibly acquired depending on what Minnesota's looking, to get. He's not happy there. He's disgruntled. What would it take to get him? A couple first-round picks, I'm assuming. You look at what they used to get Butler. We need a perimeter defender. Well, that's why we got Wilson Chandler. He's a perimeter defender. What was I saying? Shit, now I forget what I was talking about. But, yeah, that's why we went out and got him. He's a perimeter defender. That's what we got killed on against Boston last year. You're going to have to deal with Jaylen Brown, Tatum. You can throw multiple bodies at him. Do the Clippers have a chance at Kawhi? No. No way in hell. They're always going to be the lesser LA team. They're always going to be the lesser LA team. They had it for a while there with Lob City because the Lakers were non-existent. They were crap. They didn't have a superstar and identity. Well, that's all gone now. They have the best player in the world in LeBron James. They are back on top. They become the lesser of the two again. I know they're going to try to build something. They did get rid of Blake Griffin to free up space for next season so they can acquire or get 2 max contracts, whoever that may be. I mean, it's still LA. They still play in the same center, in the Staples Center. It's still the same city. So to think the Clippers would be out of the question for a player, to go there. But I don't. You would want to play for a storied franchise in the Lakers rather than the Clippers. They don't really have much to lean on. Can we get Jimmy Butler? Possibly. I don't think we will, but you can never put that out of the realm of possibility. In today's NBA, the more wings who can defend and make spot up threes, the better. Yeah, the 3-and-D has become so predominant in this day and age that's why they're at such a high value anymore. And that's why you're seeing guys getting traded for like a Wilson Chandler, Avery Bradley, who just signed up with the Clippers again. If you remember the Bruce Bowens, the Sean Marions, these specialists have become such a focal point in today's NBA because that's all it is. It's all shooting. I think Jimmy will be a good move. I would listen in on it. Their main focus is still Kawhi Leonard, though. And I don't know how long it's going to get stretched out because maybe we just develop our young guys and make a trade during the season or sign a big name next year. Yeah, if you look at next year's class, it's 10 times better than it was this year. You got a lot of good guys. The only good name that's still out there, in my opinion, is Zach LaVine, but he's restricted. So anything you offer him, Chicago has the chance to match it. And they're not going to let him go. He's one of their young pieces. But what it took for Butler to get acquired last year from Chicago, it was Lauri Markkanen, So that was a top 10 pick, which we don't have to offer anymore. All of our first round picks, other than that Miami pick, are all going to be very low. So there's no value to it. So you'd have to give up one of your players like a Dario, again, is the odd man out because the other three are untouchable, and you just have to throw a slew of picks at them, and one of them being that Miami pick. What kind of things do you do on this channel? I'm brand new. What's up, Fox87? We do it's all sports talk. So we do football, we do NBA draft, NFL draft. There's hockey guys, so we do hockey, Phillies draft. So we do all the four major sports. Local news, updates, all that stuff. Thank you, Philly 500. Yeah, and check out Philly 500. He's dope. The man knows what he's talking about. Very entertaining. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I wish we could all do a collab of me, Philly 500, and Adrian and all them have a sit down. We could be like the commission. Next year, Warriors have to play Clay, and if Durant opts out for a new contract, one of he could leave. I don't think Durant's going to leave. He's putting his future in hand to see what happens with the Warriors, but that's his team. That is definitely his team. Clay, if he wants to go out and get paid, I think he should, because he's always going to be third fiddle on that team. Draymond already came out and said he's not going to take another pay cut. So he's a free agent the year after that. No chance on Dwight Howard. Yeah, he's gone. He's on with Washington. Y'all YouTubers should do a big mock draft with a Sports Fury. Is Sports Fury? Yeah, Sports Fury another YouTube channel? There's a lot of YouTubers out there that do the sports commentating. I mean, we all had the dream to do it. So, yeah, that'd be dope. I'd be all about that. But as opposed to these names that are out there like the Kawhis, but you look at Antetokounmpo, he's a free agent next year. I don't see him leaving Milwaukee. They'd be stupid to let him go. I'll have to do a show about that. But, yeah, Wilson Chandler gets picked up by the Sixers. I think it's a great move. Philly 500 seems to think it's possibly a move that could come with Robert Covington being out the door. We'll have to wait and see. If not, though, we add another lockdown defender that can shoot the three. What are your thoughts on Luka Doncic? I didn't really get to see Luka play, but I thought that was a great move by the Mavericks. I think he could be a focal point of the offense with Dennis Smith. I like him. So you like the move either way, Philly 500? Yeah, it's a good move. But you could be right. It could be a replacement for Robert Covington. He can play either forward position, power forward, in small ball. Or, or the three if Covington's not there. The way you beat Golden State is with a bench. I think Jimmy will be a good fit. Yeah, I mean, if we can go get Jimmy, definitely inquire if he's disgruntled. But you got to figure our assets for now are locked up in this so-called Kawhi Leonard trade. So if you do pull the trigger on that, you have no leg to stand on to acquire Jimmy Butler. I would just wait and see. I don't know when I'd have to see what his contract's like. But maybe you could chase after him in free agency. Play if I want to come on my streams. I didn't block you. Anthony Davis could leave. Oh, Anthony Davis is gone. He is not staying in New Orleans. Now that Boogie's gone, he's either going to leave free agency or he's going to get traded to Boston. I'm hoping Boston doesn't get to him first because they have forced for dear God, I'm tongue-twisted today, tongue-tied. They have 4 first-round picks next year, so they could go get him. I am praying that doesn't happen, but there's no reason for him to want to stay in New Orleans. And he already came out and say if he ever got traded to Golden State that he'd retire. So maybe he's not into the whole super team thing and he wants to kick it old school and own his own team. That could be a possibility. I think my phone's dying, so I might want to get up out of here. I've been talking for 30 minutes, so I apologize. I tend to ramble a lot. But if they do acquire Anthony Davis, The Sixers are going to have to make some crazy move or something next year because it wouldn't be enough to what we have. Like I think we're neck and neck with them right now. With Boston, we're the two best teams in the East, so we're going to be battling it out. But if they can acquire Anthony Davis, they have the assets. They have a great GM in Danny Ainge. He's not stupid. He's very intelligent. Yeah. They tried to acquire Kawhi Leonard last year. It didn't work out. But they have so much capital that they could work with. They could give up Jaylen Brown. Tatum is untouchable. Kyrie Irving could be leaving there too. They could trade him to San Antonio this year, an even swap for Kawhi. I know. I know Philly 500. I'll be done. I mean, I was so pissed when Boogie Cousins signed with Golden State last night, that I really don't even want to watch the NBA. Like, it's just so disheartening to see that kind of crap. Thank God this doesn't happen in the NFL because I'm just looking forward to the NFL season right now. Fox 87, are you talking to me? Do I live in Philly? Yep, born and raised. Yeah, I know. How do you feel? NBA is boring. It is. It's gotten so mundane. It's gotten so freaking mundane. It sucks. It's like, can you imagine if football players started to do this? Oh yeah, let Aaron Rodgers go play with Julio Jones and Odell Beckham, and Jimmy Graham and guys like that. It would just, what's the point? It's not entertaining. It's bad for the league. I live in. Oh, do you do? Awesome. Are you a Sixers fan? This guy here, your thoughts on? I like the pickup, Sean. I think it's a great pickup for the Sixers. It's not competitive at all, Minerva. Yeah, the NBA is to fix this. It's like these guys are all, yeah, they are. What is what is the point? Like, what happened to trying and wanting to be your own man and own your own team? This wouldn't happen back in the day when Reggie Miller was a free agent. He said he wasn't going to go to the Knicks because that was Ewing's team. That's the way it should be like now. No, these guys are all soft and all care what they look like in the limelight and the media and just getting championships the easy way and this and that. It's like, this hurts your credibility, in my opinion. And you know who started this all? LeBron James started this all. So we can all thank him for this. Big reason why I don't like LeBron James. Huge reason why I don't like him. So thank you, LeBron. And then KD's no better. He followed suit. I think he's even worse. He called LeBron out for doing it, and then what does he do? It's like calling the kettle black, doing the exact same thing. You call him out, and then you turn around and do the exact same thing. You're even worse. So, KD, you're just as corny. What am I focusing? My focuses are him developing a shot. That's what my main focus is with Zaire. I'm not worried about his defense, but just keep working on that shot, creating your own offense. Getting some starting time. I wouldn't mind that because what's dope about Wilson Chandler is he's not a streaky shooter. You're going to get. 4 seasons ago he shot 41% and then 3 years after that it was hovering around 35%, 34.9, 38, 34.8. So you know what you're going to get with him. Covington, he's so damn hot and cold. It's like one game he'll hit 7 threes and then he'll have 8 games where he goes 0 for freaking 25. And you get a little bit of insurance with a Wilson Chandler. He's a pro's pro. He can go out there. He can score other than behind the arc, unlike Covington, who doesn't know what to do when he's 2 feet in front of the basket. He freaks out and fumbles the ball. Dude, when Covington is off, it's brutal. I say don't even pass to him. Yeah, and then he just tries to hit these Steph Curry-like shots where he's triple-teamed and he's jacking up a shot with 22 seconds left on the shot clock. It's just like you want to strangle him sometimes. And he doesn't know what to do. He can't take anybody off the dribble. He can't put the ball on the floor. And then when he's he can't even make a layup. Wilson Chandler can. He can score in a multitude of ways. He's got a real nice mid-range game, so this could really put pressure on Covington to be better. Is what you need. You always want to have competition on your team so players don't get comfortable. Well, this puts a little fire under his ass. Zaire Smith and Landry Shamet puts a little fire under Fultz's ass. Because if you ain't going to get it done, we're going to have the next man step up and take your job. So you better be faithful to the grind and get out there and learn how to shoot. It don't matter if you're number one overall pick. Once that happens, you got to put that work in. You got to produce. We need, because that player on the roster is young. Absolutely. And it's another vet to go along with his young core. So it's another good move. So he's not that old. He's only 31. Probably sounding crazy, but better coaching. We can't beat Celtics and Cavs last season. Even if we did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't think we would have beat Cleveland anyway. LeBron's too good. We were too inexperienced and young. So it finally caught up with us. We were able to get past the Heat, who were just a defensive menace. Didn't really have an identity. Didn't have a superstar. Dwayne Wade is way past his prime. And we struggled with them a little bit. What big deal was it? And then we played a really good team in the next series, and we got exposed. How many games will the Cavs lose? They're done. I wouldn't say they're completely done. You did lose LeBron, but you still have Kevin Love. Colin Sexton was a good pickup. You still got some decent pieces over there. I'm surprised we didn't make a trade for Kyle Korver, too. They're trying to relieve cap space, so I would inquire about his old ass. Bring him back. Just keep surrounding this team with shooters. I don't know if Holmes is going to get playing time. If he doesn't improve defensively, he's going to be riding the bench still. Did you hear about DeMarcus Cousins? Yeah, I heard about it last night, dude. It's corny. Mad corny. That the league shouldn't have let this happen. This wouldn't have happened under David Stern. Look what Squidward is doing. The only way you're happy about that move is if you're like 13 years or younger, when you're like playing when you want to you get all excited about the All-Star game, you have all your favorite players on there. Other than that, if you're a real basketball fan, I feel like other than Golden State fans, you're not happy about this. It doesn't make the league entertaining. The same two teams are going to be in there. Now let's see what the Lakers do to counter this. Do they go out and get Clint Capella? And Kawhi Leonard? Yeah, dude, Squidward. He looks exactly like Squidward, right? I don't blame the Warriors or Cousins. I blame the NBA. Yeah, it's the NBA. But now it is the players, too, Philly 500. It definitely is the players. The reason they set a cap is so all the best players wouldn't play on a team. Nobody ever thought they would just take less money and want to play with each other. So they found a loophole. The agents and the players found a loophole. Well, now the NBA's got to counter it and figure out some way so this league is not watered down, because that's what it's become. That's what it's becoming. Because the playoffs were really boring last year. Extremely boring. Who thought Lance and LeBron and JaVale would be on the same? I'm surprised Lance went on this team. No more blowing in LeBron's ear, but he finally wants to win. Trump, really. So, other than when the Sixers got knocked out, I watched NBA playoffs. One of the few sports I'll watch other teams playing. I wasn't responsible by looking back. It's funny. Now, we're going to blame Squidward. Yeah, it's his fault. Losing big leads and everything, all those games. Yeah, they were mostly all blowouts. That's what happens when you have 4 Hall of Famers on one team. But that it's not like Golden State went out and signed all these superstars. They built it from within. And then KD just decided to be a little bitch and sign with the best team instead of trying. When he had a really great team already and was up 3-1 on them, and instead of trying to come back and get revenge and beat them and put yourself, work hard and put yourself up there, he just vacated and joined a team. The team that knocked you out. A team that you were up 3-1 on. Yeah, that team was fun. I used to love Golden State. Used to love watching Golden State. But now it's just getting ridiculous. It's like, I'm done. This must have been, would have been like watching Jordan, but at least there were more competitive teams. Yeah, definitely. This was a counter move because LeBron went to LA. That's exactly what Golden State did. This was a counter to what LA did with LeBron. But you know what this does for LeBron's credibility? I got to give it to the guy. So say he did come to Philly, okay? You're talking possibly another super team, right? But where he goes to a clean slate out in LA, he's going to build it from within, build it up, and if he's able to win them a championship, I definitely think that propels him to possibly over Kobe. And that's a lot coming from me, if you all know. But for him to ignore and you know with all this super team crap, well, what it created by him going to the Lakers, I think it silences it. He won a championship in Cleveland. He brought a championship back to Cleveland, something they didn't even sniff. I think they were good in the '90s, right? Early '90s. I was a little too young to remember that, but God, Ohio was struggling for like 60 some years. 60 some years without a championship. So for him to do that, and if he can put LA back on the map by doing this, yeah, for sure. Gotta give the man credit. Oh, that's right, Landon. You're a freaking Warriors fan. You must be ecstatic, bro. You must be so happy. Yeah, LeBron gets. I mean, I think Kobe was the second coming of Jordan, not LeBron. But there's always going to be that comparison. It's just going to happen when you're that great. That's just going to be the comparison. I have yet to see anybody be better than Jordan, and I thought Kobe was the second coming. Got to the closest point of becoming the GOAT. Rondo and Lonzo are the same player. Again, that's just competition, Marcos. That's all that is. No promised playing time. It just lights a fire up under his ass. Apparently, LeBron and the Magic is easier. See, I didn't get to see Magic play, but right, they're both 6'9", pass first. It's a shame because LeBron and Kawhi could have. Crawford could be another guy. I mean, he's super old, but the guy can make crazy shots from anywhere. He can light up from anywhere, so I wouldn't mind giving him like 1 or 2 million. He was a beast with the Clippers. I'm a big fan of Jamal Crawford. He still keeps doing it too. All right, later, Fox87. Yeah, watch him. Yeah, because I don't think Crawford's got a championship, right? I don't think he does in his storied career. So he could sign with the Warriors. Good God. Let's hope not. They don't need any help. Literally. They don't. They don't need anything. They have it all. From GM to coach to players to MVPs. I'm fine with giving up on Kawhi. Look till next season. Build with our young core. You hate Draymond? I'm a big fan of Draymond. He gets so much hate. I love how, good channel so far. Thanks, Fox87. But yeah, I love Draymond, though. Kyle, do you see Magic play? Yeah, no, dude, I'm a young bull. I didn't get to see Magic play. Yeah, I thought that was pretty messed up that he kicked someone in the nuts, but I wish the Sixers. I was hoping we got Julius Randle too. Yeah, Wayne Ellington's out there. He's got the Philly connection. He's a good 3-point shooter, but I think he's gonna re-sign with the Heat. Yeah, but I didn't get to see Magic play. I caught Jordan at the end of his career in like '99, so I missed out on a lot of great basketball. Magic is like my favorite non-Sixer ever. I love Magic. Yeah, I envy y'all. I definitely do. That you got to see all those great players play. Zach LaVine, Philly Fan TV. He's a restricted free agent, so they're going to match anything we throw at him. He'd be a great fit on this team. But Chicago's going to use everything they can to retain him, and he's part of their young core going forward. You got Marketing. He was also in that Jimmy Butler trade. Yeah, Larry Bird was a beast. Again, I've only seen clips. Whoa, keep that, Marcos Levy. That's going to be worth some money. Magic Johnson's awesome, by the way. I think he's a great GM. Overall, cool dude. I would go after. I wanted to get Klay Thompson 3 years ago and trade for him. Yeah, I know. 4 years of suffering, Sydney Goat. Are you freaking kidding me? They've got 16 championships. They have nothing to complain about. They're like Yankee fans. No, I don't think he rushed the decision. I thought it was very calculated what he did. And you know what's crazy? Think about what he did when he was in Cleveland. He was able to get Larry Nance's and Clarkson's contracts off the books, get traded to Cleveland so he could come there and get paid all his money. That's calculated, bro. Smart man. Clay's perfect. Clay's the most perfect fit here, but we're not getting him. Magic could play any position, and we didn't have to score. He could set up everyone up. Yeah, he was. I heard he was a freaking unbelievable player. Philly 500. He was LeBron before LeBron, like an athletic freak, just a off the charts with everything. You actually think he did that on purpose? I do. I definitely think he did that on purpose. Because LeBron was everything over there. Coach, GM, every decision ran through him. Every decision. So I definitely think LeBron had something to do with that, for sure. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you try to get as much money for yourself as possible? You could even say that's why he entertained having the Sixers reps come out there, so he could increase his value. Sixers offer this. LA comes back with a counter offer. I'll offer you $5 more million. Another name from Silver is Marlando, a cartoon from Spain, even more similar to School Run. I'll have to check that out, Marcos. Is that where you're from? Spain? Seeing Magic's highlights, I watched a 30 for 30 on the 80s with the Showtime Lakers. They looked unbelievable. Klay Thompson's dad, I think, was on that team. And you know what surprises me? That nobody's tried to master Kareem's hook shot. It's unblockable. You got Embiid trying to mimic the Dream Shake. Why is nobody trying to mimic the Skyhook? Somebody's got to bring that back. That's an unbelievable move. Cousins is going to be out for a little bit. That's all right, Landon. It doesn't matter. Look at everybody else you have on that team. You can afford to rest him for 6 or 5 months and get him ready for the playoffs, and it's over. Yeah, Bolden is coming over. Jonah Bolden is coming over. Oh my God, I didn't expect to talk for an hour. I'm sorry, guys. Rambling again. What if KD opted out after next season and comes to Philly? Not going to happen. Although, I would really like and wonder why Philly is not such a great destination. Like, why can't we get any huge names here? Y'all wondering the same thing? What is the last big free agent we attracted here? What does the city of Philadelphia not have going for it? I know we got brutally cold winters. We don't have palm trees like LA and the movies and all, but we have to turn we have to make this place, our city, a destination for free agents to want to come. DeMarco Murray, I missed that, Connor. I missed that. But we got to be put on, we have to be put on that pedestal. You think that Colangelo drama hurt us? I don't think so. Moses Malone was a free agent. It may have put some distrust in some players, Philly 500, but I would hope something of that magnitude wouldn't affect the player's decision because he's no longer with the organization. He's gone. So that shouldn't play a part at all. But what I do think not having a GM in here is hurting us. For sure. Yeah, JaVale's got 2 rings now. I don't think something of that magnitude would hurt. These guys shouldn't care about that, And I always wondered, why KD had all these burner accounts. Dude, you're a freaking superstar. You're an NBA champion. You make millions of dollars. Why do you care what peons like myself think? Who cares? Who cares? I wouldn't be entertaining that. Like, who cares what trolls on the internet are saying? Really? That's why he's a cupcake. You know what I mean? If you're that insecure that you have to create burner accounts and care what peons think, then you ain't living the right life, bro. You got everything at your disposal. Yeah, we play Boston in summer league Friday. Yeah, you got that from Dirk. Who do you think higher for GM? I'd like to go after David Griffin. What about the centers we drafted 2 years? Poor man's Porzingis, he's still not ready. He might be over there for another couple years. Yeah, I mean, Boogie, you can lose respect for Boogie. I get it. It's just what the NBA has become. You're going to see more and more players. That's why I give a lot of credit to Russell Westbrook for staying. Honestly, when the Warriors win a championship, the ring wouldn't matter. You should be playing for fun. I mean, I get that's your ultimate goal to get that championship and that ring. But I get what you're saying. Isaiah Thomas for GM. Yeah. I don't know if I want Isaiah Thomas. People who pitched LeBron's team for the Sixers would have sucked, maybe. He wasn't coming here. Remember, guys, there was no traction at all that he was coming here. The Philadelphia media created all this. You know, LeBron coming here. It makes perfect sense. He can play with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Young core. Makes a lot of sense. He stays in the East. That was all created and manipulated by the Philadelphia media. There was no way in hell LeBron was coming here. And then the fake reports that his sons were looking at schools here. Nah. You look at Philly versus LA. He's an Ohio kid. So Ohio is much like Philly where it's cold winters. He wanted to go somewhere where it's sunny. And he's going to premiere Space Jam 2 while he's out there in LA. So he's setting himself up for business later on down the road. That's what he's looking forward to. And Kobe's probably got to be loving it. Plus, he's for a story franchise. If he puts them back on the map, it projects him as being one of the all-time greats. Possibly better than MJ, but I don't think so. Another team in the mix for Kawhi, or are we bidding against ourselves? Now, there's other teams definitely interested in Kawhi. The Clippers, for one. LA could still be in the mix. Do you think Wilson Chandler pickup means a big trade? I do not, James. I think he's here to stay. Yeah, I saw that, Landon. That happened a little bit ago. I thought he'd maybe go to the Warriors, too. Have 6 Hall of Famers on one team. Wouldn't that be something? But I'm going to get up out of here, guys. Just wanted to... It was awesome talking with you. Love talking basketball. I didn't expect to talk for 53 minutes, but talking to you guys, it's awesome. You get a lot out there, a lot of scenarios. Good pickup for the Sixers, though, I think. We get a guy, another 3-and-D, prolific shooter, and it puts some heat on Robert Covington. We will see. If not, we've got now 3 lockdown defenders that can guard the perimeter, and it won't be so much pressure on Robert Covington to be the only lockdown defender. You also have Zaire, and now you have Wilson Chandler to go along with Robert Covington. So we're going after guys. This is, starting to become a trend. We're getting athletic guys that can shoot, run the floor, and guard multiple positions. That's what you need in today's NBA. A lot of small ball, but you want to get guys that can be able to shoot and defend multiple positions. We need to guard that perimeter, baby, because we got burnt so many times last year with wide open threes. Well, Brett Brown's trying to stop that bleeding. Stop that sieve. Plug it. This is one step closer to doing that. All right, guys, Kyle Gaffner with the Bitter Birds. Leave your comments, concerns in the comment section. What do you think? Are you happy? Do you think this is going to lead off to another trade? Is this trade going to lead to another trade? We did accrue more second-round picks. Now we have about 255. More trade bait. Guys, peace.